Hi, I'm Dorian Gregory. You are on FrConventions. You buy into the truth of what's before you, and the unknown. There's a truth to anybody's journey as far as unknown is concerned. And so you have to ground it in truth first. And you have special effects. You've got these things that will prod you and give you cues as far as this moment that you have no reference for. But the key thing is buy into the truth of what's before you. The protection of supernatural was the job. The job, let's look at the essence of what the job is. Protect the innocent. And as a cop, as an inspector, as law enforcement, protect the innocent. And when you discover that there's a broader scope of innocent than you could ever possibly have fathomed, there are foes that have no definition or things you have no concept of, you have to go back to, why did you do this? Why are you here? What is your job? Protect the innocent. And of course, you know, Darryl had a fondness for these three women. Well, of course, the family expanded, but the women who were overcoming these things, and their mission was the same. And who do they have? They needed somebody to assist in what their objective was. Our objectives were the same. So there is no choice. And you have the vulnerable, I say in quotes, of course, because you have these wonderful, powerful women, and you want to be you want to be along that journey of assisting them for a mutual mission. I think one of the beauties, I'll first start here. I love Shannen, and the complexity of her portrayal was always so powerful and beautiful. That's first. At the same time, Holly is such an interesting, quirky, real, funny, unexpected approach. Rose, again, same thing, quirky or different and unexpected at the same time. Of course, Alyssa. So each one of them brought something very special, individual, and unique. It's not a question of favorite, but if I had to say one that I was had the most anticipation, unexpected of as far as what I'm going to get in the mix with, Shannen. But Holly, I can't choose one. I can't. They were very different, and I enjoyed what they brought. They all brought something very, very different, and so I think that was the beauty and the magic of the casting. Anybody who you are, you have somebody there that you could probably bond and relate to, as far as who you are in your own personality. And that's one of the beauties as far as in following them, the strength of the show, because all those could find who they closestly identified with. So. How do you describe that time? This is a show that's rare. You know, they a total of an 8-year run, which is not common. A show that you just didn't know what it was that you were going to be presented with week after week, and the people that I got a chance to play with as an actor. You know, all these women I'm very familiar with. All these women I grew up with, as far as watching them and being a part of their world serendipitously. And to get that joy of being able to get on the playing field with them. And of course, Aaron Spelling. You know, I remember going in the room and Aaron giving me notes and and my adjustment, which got me the job. And so that whole era of that big team and the people that I got to do what I needed, or get to do what I do with, and the uniqueness that each one of these women brought to what they had to deliver. Fondest memory? Come on. Really? The whole time. Darryl, one show, did. He threw the guy through the cop car. He got this superpower that Rose gave him in that particular episode. So I got the chance to experience it for a moment. I got the chance to experience magic. There was the Grimlocks, where, I don't know if you remember, where Leo had brought me and recalibrated me after that episode. So the power, you asked, what would I liked? Would I have liked? I think the power, the superhuman power, was part of it. It was reminiscent of a Superman-esque type individual, and that was fun. That whole time of initially getting the power, and then kind of seeing what it will do when he got shot and the bullets just fell off of him, and when he didn't mean to, but he threw that young man through the car, and so he was continually discovering these things that he got bestowed upon for this episode. So that was fun. So Superman, what is that? What power is that? Darryl never left. He was referred back to season 8, and it's not a question of liking how it ended. It was just, I think that was it. Oh, so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No worries. You can go and choose.
So, did I like how it ended? I don't think it ended. And, the charm story continues to live on. And, you could go and say, oh, I wish I tweaked this and tweaked that. I wish there was more probing into his friends and his family and who he was as a person. Those are things that would have been amazing, but it was what it was. It was a big show. And so that's one thing, as far as seeing a different aspect of who Darryl was and seeing a broader scope of what his life was about and who he was as just the humanity of who he was is another thing. He was the professional, and he came in to help and save and assist, but the humanity, the true zeroing in on what he was going through and how he kind of got more and more used to it and got more connected to it and got more involved. So those would have been interesting things, but again, he wasn't killed. He just went off. We spent 8 years together, and so the chemistry that made the show work was the magic of finding the right people to do a show like that. So fortunately, we're still connected. So certainly, we still have an appreciation, a love, and a care for each other. And I don't know how to describe any of it except they're very unique, wonderful people that I work with. And so, of course, I'm going to continue on with that bond, and thank God, The conventions help. We've never gone off air for we're going on 30 years now. And for just that bonding alone with us being so blessed and fortunate to connect with people and be a part of people's lives, multi-generational, that shared experience is very rare. There are very few shows that have shot that for that long and have been on for that long and have had this type of impact. So it's also another bonding, connective experience that we all share.